I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. We have to talk about um, our deranged current president and exactly what happened and how we got here. So hopefully everybody can find me. I'm hoping YouTube sends out notifications. I think I took too long to go live last time, and that's why they did not send out notifications or possibly blocked me because y'all know how YouTube likes to do me. They love to block me. They love to try to shut me up. Apparently, it don't matter what channel I'm on. They want to shut me up. And that's just not going to be possible. We're not going to do that. All right. So I see some of y'all made it back in here. Please remember to like the video, share the video, use your engagement button, press the button, send up the bubbles, let people know we're here and we're engaged. Every son, I'm glad you back, girl. Okay. Because we need to get into this. This is insane. This is insane. And the amount of silence on legacy media concerning this is a problem. It's a huge problem because we're all at risk. Like this man is putting all of us at risk, and I'm going to talk about it. And I felt like I better do it on this channel because people who are emotional, unhinged, and unreasonable would lose their minds if I did it on my other channel. So we're going to do it over here. We're going to do it over here. Hey, Jackie Gaines. This is what we're going to do. Because there's no way that this man should be allowed to put this many people at risk. Aries Sun said, my question is, a vote is needed from Congress. Well, a vote is needed from Congress if we were to actually declare war. Articles of war do have to be passed by Congress, but that's not what happened. He didn't declare war. He gave permission, and actually what he did was reverse a policy that said that they were not supposed to be used to fire within the Russian border, and reversed it and gave them permission to do just that. And that is the issue. That's the issue. So we're going to talk about how we got here, because the where we are right now is not a good place. And I'm not sure whether people really realize exactly where we're standing. Like, we are at the mercy of Putin. Hey, D. Marie, thank you for coming back. We're at the mercy of Putin, and we just got to hope that he's smarter than dang near every politician we got. From what I can tell, that's a very bright man. I think he realizes that we only got a couple of months. If you could just give us a couple of months, Mr. Putin, sir, we can get that psychopath out of there and everything will be cool. Right, D. Marie? I'm hoping he'll just wait for Trump and talk it out with him. Hi, MM. My name is Shanitra, not Ebony, though. Maybe I look like somebody you know named Ebony. That's cool. But welcome. Please don't go away. But so let's talk about it. So a couple days back, like I can't believe that we're having this discussion, but just a couple days back, he gave permission for them to fire missiles into Russia. To my understanding, Zelensky has now fired 6 or maybe more by now. When I was making my notes, he had fired 6. It's okay, but please stay. Don't be sorry. You're cool. However, hey, Patricia Joaquin, now hey, Maishi, y'all's senile Uncle Joe has promised and agreed to send them landmines. Everybody, literally, like every country in the world right now is like trying to move away for years from the use of landmines. Like, it's just ridiculous. This man agreed to send landmines. I'm like, are you okay, Mr. Biden, Mr. Bicycle Boy? Like, are you really okay? Thank you, Saeed. I appreciate that. I've had it for years. But in any event, this is what he's doing. So in the meanwhile, we have Keith Self out of Texas, he said that he drew up articles of impeachment. That's the 25th Amendment. You do have the right to impeach presidents who do certain things. Aries Sun, you funny. Yep, y'all, please subscribe. If you here hanging with me, please subscribe. This is a new channel. I'm trying to grow my channel, and we just want to give the news, no fluff, no bull, no emotion, no liberal bleeding on my channel, please. Just please, if you like the news, just straight what's happening, please subscribe. Please come back. So, as it stands, Keith Self out of Texas is saying that he wants to draw up the articles, not wants to, has drawn up the articles of impeachment, mainly because he wants Biden to be held accountable and he wants the public, the American public, to be aware of what he has done. Because legacy media is being insanely quiet about this, and something this big and this dangerous. I don't know why legacy media is so super quiet, but right now they are just that, super quiet, to the point of being suspicious, right? And so that's why he has drafted the articles of impeachment. And I agree with Representative Self. This does need to be made public, because more times than not, a lot of the crimes that are committed by our politicians are just not discussed, because most people depend on legacy media for their news, and when they don't see it there, they don't believe that it's happened. Hey, A. George, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you for that. Please tell your friends to come on too. Roly, you're trans. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm a Christian, but I'm happy that you're trans. Okay. So, with that being said, thank you so much, A. George. With that being said, so far, even though Biden has done this, there has been no official statement. There's been no official statement. Like, let's talk about this. What we have is an article that was published by the New York Times with an unnamed source. Mhm. And then we have Zelensky firing the missiles. And we also have him bragging about the weapons that he has and actually making threats to Russia. Like, sir, let's be very clear. If America does what we've done in the past on occasion, which is to leave people holding the bag, if we leave you holding the bag, Zelensky, I don't care how much of a comedian you are. Number one, you're a failed comedian. But I promise you, even if you were as funny as Cat Williams, you could not joke your way out of the mess that you're in right now. So threatening Russia is a very stupid thing to do. It's a very, very stupid and reckless thing to do. Okay? But not only that, let's talk about this, right? How we got here. Let's talk about how we got to where we are right this minute. Okay. Some people say it started before 2014. I say 2014 is like when things started to go wrong in the Ukraine. This whole mess, this entire kerfuffle that we find ourselves in right this minute started in 2014. And it started with our CIA assisting in a coup in the Ukraine. That's where it started. Like, let's just from there. Let's start from there. Okay. Then the regime that was in control, the ethnic Russians that are in the Donetsk, that are in the Donbass, and these outlying regions that have ethnic Russian people, did not want these people in charge of them. They pushed back. David, thank you. God bless you. They pushed back. They didn't, they rejected that leadership. They did not want that, right? So then for about 9 years straight, roll with me, 9 years straight. What's up, Soda Poppin'? They had continual bombardment of these people, ethnic cleansing, if you will. Okay, genocide, if we're not so fancy, of these regions and these people for 9 years straight, because they called a spade a spade. Hey, Mirabelle. Oh, I don't know who Taweli is, but let's get you out of here. It's giving you're probably liberal and you're having one of those emotional fits that y'all are known for. So we're going to help you leave, okay? Um, this person named himself after Satan and started talking about my cleavage. You too. All right. And apparently there's another one. Well, well, well. Let's get them out. All right. So anyway, 9 years of bombardment, just back to back to back. So these ethnic Russians then started begging Russia for assistance. They begged Russia for help. They begged Russia for assistance. And no, imp, I'm not. I'm a old married grandma. Okay, but we're here talking about this. All right, so let's get you out of here too. I'm not bought and paid for by anybody. I would love for somebody to write me a check, but that has never happened. You're gonna be okay. Okay, no problem, imp. Just a question. But so at that point, you can't expect. That's right, Reverend Donk Bonkers. Back to back to back. I will block. Mm-hmm. So in any event, they beg Russia for assistance, which is normal. Right, Dustin. They don't like to hear the truth, and unfortunately, that is a Democrat response when they don't like to hear the truth, and you're actually um, telling the truth. They just begin to attack and name call, and we're not here for that. We're talking about the fact that our lives are in danger, and they're concerned with, name calling and cognitive dissonance. We really don't have time for that, right? All right, is that Reginaldo from Brazil? Okay, fallen angel killer. We got another one that needs help. Right, D. Marie, we're here for the facts. They beg for help. Okay, so then under the here, there's another one. Listen, liberals, if you're that angry because I'm telling the truth and I'm not emotional, just don't come here. Because I don't want to upset you, but I'm not going to lie to make you feel better. And I don't owe you a lie. And I don't play race politics. We can't afford to play race politics at this point. Like our lives are at risk. Our lives were at risk when liberals opened up the southern border and let every Tom, Dick, Harry, and everybody else in from the southern border. That put American lives at risk. And now we're discussing the actions of the US government and your Uncle Joe that are basically putting American lives at risk again. Hey Joni P, thank you. So that's what we're discussing. Like, I don't care about the liberal vomit, emotional fit, screaming, rolling on the ground. Like, I promise you, you're in the wrong place. I don't care. Okay. I just figured I'd take a quick break to explain that to you so you could leave if you're that unhappy, because I don't like making people unhappy. It's not my thing. So then, after the ethnic Russians in the outlying regions of the Donetsk, the Donbass, and so forth and so on, um, thank you, Harko Sparky. We then get into sanctions that were placed under the Obama administration, right? Thank you, Ed Higgs. Hey, Mr. Lucky. That's true. That's true. Exactly, Christina. Welcome, everybody. Please, y'all, thumbs up my video. Please subscribe because my channel is new. This shall have a more established channel, but my news channel is super new. So please subscribe, okay? Um, I literally have Larry C, but right now I got a video up about that. Please go check it out, Larry. But right now we're talking about this. So then after the sanctions that were placed under the Obama administration, then there were limited military actions. Then we had CIA covert operations, then limited military actions. Then then we had what we're looking regional conflict, and now we're dead set in the middle of a full scale war, right? Me too, Nick. We're dead set in the middle of a full scale war, and now we're heading toward nuclear escalation due to the behavior of the senile, according to the Democrats in the U.S. He had to. He, according to them, they said he was unfit, so they removed him and gave his candidacy to Ms. Harris. Thank you, Julie D. And so now this is what we're facing. Kelvin, explain what you want me to stop it. What would you like me to stop? This is a place where we can discuss things, and I want to see what everybody thinks. I want us to have discussions. So please give me your point. Don't just say stop it, because at that point I'm going to think you want me to just stop telling the truth. And I can't do that. I can give you an historical record of what happened, what order it happened in, what we're seeing happen right now. And I want to hear your opinion on what's going on, but you can't just tell me to stop giving the history unless you want to tell me why I shouldn't be giving the history on what happened in that area. Khalik Abdul Hafiz says, listen, I will say this with all due respect. I don't support that Harris, Broad, or Joe. I truly regret his being in office. I want all these folks who have not worked or come here legally gone. I agree. I agree. Ben says, as a business owner, I'm looking forward to not paying my workers overtime, going to save me a lot of money. Okay. All right. I agree with you, Khalid. Go Gomolimo and Pete says, facts, I listen to you all day. Thank you. Thank you, Shish Maref or Marif. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. These are just historical facts. Like, I'm not understanding why people get excited or feel offended at historical facts. Like, if this is what took place, this is what took place. Let's talk about it. This is literally, I gave y'all the threat escalation, like where it started, how we got here. And so we got to get to a point where we can be honest about the fact that we've gotten to this place, and what we need to do is de-escalate. You're a first timer, Kevin Jackson. Welcome. Please, please, pretty please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Um, yeah, we do want the immigrants gone. If you're illegal, if you came here legally, Tom, that's a nice trick. Somebody tried that with the spider not long ago. Okay. It didn't work. Thank you, Galaxy Destroyer. Everybody else, listen, if y'all are new or this is your first time and you never met me before, please, pretty please subscribe to my channel, okay? I like people who talk. Kevin Bruce says, educate these people while we have time. I agree. Johnny P says, do you think media hurt us bad? I think so. Mark, you're another first timer. Please subscribe to my channel, y'all. Help me out so I can keep bringing the news and we can keep having discussions. Thank you, y'all. Please subscribe. Please hit a thumb for me, okay? Because y'all know how hard it is to come in here and simply tell the truth about what is taking place without being attacked by unhinged people. So I need y'all support. Uncandy, I like your name. Unk Andy or Uncandy says Sweden has their people on notice to prepare for bad times. They know something we don't. Orleans artist, hi. President Trump allocated $255 million yearly for historical Black colleges. Yes, he did. And I'm an HBCU graduate, so I do appreciate that. Christina, you like my channel? Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Bruce, okay, Kevin Bruce. Kevin Bruce is coming in with some real stuff, y'all. Hold on. Kevin said, media is over. It's all going to people like you that ain't afraid to tell the truth no matter what. I think so. I think legacy media is in for a rude awakening. I heard there's going to be a lot of layoffs at CNN and MSNBC. I did hear that. Movies and Music says Americans' hands are insufficient. We need immigrants. Only if they come legally. If you're here illegally, we do not need you. We do not need people who disregard the rule of law. Okay? Let's talk about law. Law itself is a social contract. Okay? It's a social contract that you agree to live by to be a part of a society. I think we can all agree on that. So if you want to be a part of American society, then you have to agree to the social contract that would allow you to be a part of American society. And that is the rule of law. You can't just come in illegally, disregard the social contract, the rule of law, and say, I want to be a part so that I can benefit. Harco Sparky, thank you. So I don't mind them coming to work. I love people that work. I grew up working. I am from Florida. Okay. My hands still have calluses. They're manicured now, but they're still pretty tough because I grew up working. Azzy Carter, thank you. Krishan, we don't discuss stuff like that here. Who cares about interracial dating? Who cares? Like, let's be for real. And I'm going to say this one time and one time only. I don't do, and this is with no disrespect to anybody, I don't do ignorant, low vibrational talking points here. I don't care about who's dating who. This is a news channel. So this is a place where I want to get your opinion on the news, on the economy, on global politics, on domestic politics. I want to know what you think about what's happening in the world, not about who's in whose bed. I don't care. I could care less. And you probably shouldn't either. Mike in, take it easy. No streetwise. See, and something tells me you're a Democrat voter, aren't you? You're worrying about how I dress when we're talking about real topics. I swear, gotta be a Democrat. Thank you, Johnny P. Got it years ago. I got a kid with one now. Mm-hmm. Now, Ben M says Trump's tariffs means I'm going to have to raise my prices, but when they get rid of overtime pay, I'll break even. Ben, I think you're trolling, but that's great. Sabrina Lamb, I did vote for him. I sure did. Hey, sweet beloved. Hey, Judy B. Moore, Rudy B. Moore, welcome, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you, Jean Hart. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's giving you a Democrat. Let's get you out of here. Because you guys say the same stuff all the time. You're so worried with women's clothing when you're on the brink of nuclear war. Can y'all imagine that? You were on the brink of nuclear war, and there's a certain voter base who's concerned with women's clothing. Next, he'll tell me about my hair and my skincare regimen. All right. There we go. Key questions. You said, I'm a legal immigrant. There you go. As long as you're legal, that's what's up. You have to adhere to the rule of law. Thank you, Orleans artists. I'm wearing regular clothes, but they're just weird. Like, literally, you can tell people who are devoted Democrat voters, their minds don't wrap around real issues. It's more about emotions and their feelings and something symbolic and race relations and race politics. And that's, we can't survive that way. We cannot survive that way. It's not smart, and it's just not sustainable. Krishan, our politics are not shaped by mixed culture homes. Our politics are shaped by money. I hate to break it to you. Our politics are shaped by money. Thank you, Esther Cotto. Welcome. Cody, you said your wife's black. Exactly, Cody. It doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter, does it? Let me ask you a question, because you're here and you can tell us, right? Since some people are very concerned with race relations and they think that you can vote based on race, which is weird to me. I'm not sure why anybody would think that, right? But when you married your black wife, did your money remain green, or was there a change in the texture of the money? Would you tell us in the chat, Cody? Would you let us know in the chat? I'm just wondering. I'm just asking for a friend. Hi, Suzanne Smith. Welcome. Please subscribe. No, I'm not an expert, Zozo. I just listed historical facts. I want to know, what is the alternative? What are y'all saying? Are y'all saying that it's great that Putin put a line in the sand and our current president is determined to cross it? Do you think it's a great idea? If you do, please tell us why. I want to hear it. I can't speak for anybody else in the chat, but I want to hear. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear why you think that's a great idea. If you don't think it's a great idea, I want to hear that too. Doogie says he's an expert. Okay, Doogie, that's what's up. I'm not, but shout out to you. Cody Skinner says we have two boys who are loved. We don't vote race. We both voted Republican, and no stayed greedy. It stayed green. Yep, the money stayed green. Mm-hmm. All right. Mods, if you see somebody, doing insults and stuff, go ahead and block them, because we're not going to do it. We're not going to tolerate it. I tried to be very, very nice when I first opened this channel to give people, even and mind you, still yet, if you have a different view, I want to hear it, but just no name calling, no need to be rude or ignorant in my chat. No need. Well, Timothy has a point, y'all. Let's listen to Timothy. Timothy says Russia can't afford to draw a line in their drawers, let alone make threats. Well, considering that they have nuclear weapons, we have to take these people seriously. We have to. We cannot afford to be that arrogant. Like, oh well, we're big and bad and this and no. We got to be honest. We have to be honest. Like, we cannot afford to be this ignorant. Like, it's stupid at this point. Their allies have nuclear weapons. North Korea, China, Iran, they all got nuclear weapons. And you got to understand something. It doesn't matter how big and bad you are. If those people launch against us, we have a problem. The people in Europe right now are preparing for the worst. So things can go from bad to worse super fast. And retaliation does not get back lives that are taken in the instant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not smart. War is not smart. Nobody wins in a war. I don't care what anybody tells you. Nobody wins in a war. Nobody. Like, we got to have some sense. We got to know when to stop. We got to know when to stop. I'm just saying. Like, we just have to be smarter. And that move that Biden made was not it. That was not it. But let's talk about something else that went on. Sam Willard, you're right. Identity politics is it's literally taking yourself out of here. Like, you're not helping yourself at all. Who deleted my friend? They just said identity politics. Oh no, Sam is still. I was like, don't get rid of Sam. Okay, Roman King has a thought. On a word about Vlad's threats, I'm not worried in the slightest. Our intelligence has Vlad's geolocations on lock 24/7. He knows what will happen. Yeah, that doesn't make me feel better. But Commander or CMDR Rabelfin, in this scenario, Russia's not the bully. Do I need to go through the history lesson again? Russia is not the bully in this scenario. Y'all can't twist that no kind of way that Russia is the bully. We have to be honest about how things progressed. Putin didn't want to go to war in the first place. Thank you, Key Questions. Key Question says, I think the Tucker Carlson Putin interview is important here. I don't think Putin wants to go to war, so I think he's going to wait until Trump comes into office. Putin will not escalate. He just wants to, I guess they probably cut you off too many words or something. You'll finish. But yeah, that man did not want to go to war. This started in 2014. And I think that what we run into is a lot of people thinking that this started with this interaction between Russia and Ukraine. This did not start last year. This situation did not start last year. This situation started in 2014. Simple as that. I don't know who Joel Jones is, but I sure hope Jackie, I hope y'all got Joel Jones because everybody's after him. See what's being said. Make sure it's okay. Because a difference of opinion is okay. I don't want anybody getting popped for opinions, but long as there's no insults, we good. Esther say, hope we have more time, but it's written that worse times will come. That's true for those of us who are Christian. But, I try not to get into that part of it because not everybody believes the same thing, right? So I try to respect other people's beliefs. Even if I don't agree, I do respect other people's beliefs. Soul Kai says, I've had Democrats tell me how to vote because of my race. Me too. They try. They try. I know we can no longer afford to do that. Oh, Prince of Cats, thank you for subscribing. Kenneth Burnett says, you're right. Wars are not good. Yep, that's true. Wars are not good. Right, T. Marie? They push Putin too far. Like, people are human. We can't say, oh, just because we're American, we right. If we do something, we're right. No, we got to tell the truth sometimes. And there has been, for a long time, a whole lot of corruption in Washington. And y'all got to stop playing this game. There is a reason why you have millions of Americans begging Trump to drain the swamp. Y'all know that those people are corrupt. You know that they are as crooked can be. So there's no reason in pretending like, oh, everything we do, we're in the right and Putin's a bully. No, we were absolutely wrong on this one. And we need to de-escalate. And I personally approve of the fact that Trump was saying, like, look, we need to have peace. Let's get everybody back to the table. Let's try to fix this. Jackie, thank you for getting rid of that person trying to do the racial bullying. Every time you see a black person is not running around singing Negro spirituals and pretending like I just got out of chains on a Georgia plantation, there's no need for racial bullying. I've been black longer than some of y'all been alive. And that doesn't change the fact that I don't sit up and I don't condone bad behavior. I don't condone bad actors. And I will not condone a corrupt government for anybody. Okay, so okay, that's what's up. Because I want Joel Jones to keep speaking his mind too. Because that's what we have to have in order for us to get better as a country. We have to have spaces where we can speak, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, give your opinion, and have other people actually listen to you. Right? Joshua Arroyo says, so you don't feel right about the U.S. supporting their allies? Well, that's a good question, Joshua, and I'm gonna answer it. I feel like we should support what's right. I don't think we're supposed to support someone just because they have the tag ally. Okay. I also don't think that we should be doing what we're doing when we were one of the biggest people, one of the biggest proponents for calling these people out for being crooked initially. We call them a crooked regime. And then next thing you know, we're all in, like we're a part of the get along gang, and we got to supply them with weapons to fight a proxy war with Russia. Okay. So let's go over this timeline again. So if there was a CIA backed coup in 2014, okay, people were installed that the ethnic Russians in Donetsk and Donbass didn't agree with. They pushed back against it. These people then for 9 years were continually bombarded, attacked. There was a complete genocidal movement against these people who then started begging Russia for help. What exactly are we helping our allies do? Are we helping them to say that that's okay? Are we helping them support their Nazi battalion, the Azov battalion? Are we helping them possibly victimize Africans who were there and who tried to leave and were told to get off of planes and get off of trains that were leaving the area? What are we helping them do? So just because someone is an ally, we can't help you commit war crimes and crimes against humanity. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. That is corruption. That's what that's called. That is called corruption. The only proper response to that behavior is what Trump was saying. Let's get everybody to the table. Let's de-escalate this. Nobody wins in war. Mick Swagger, I love your name. Please subscribe. Putin is one of the few leaders who spoke up for the important history of Africans in religion and other aspects of life. That's true. Brandon, you're right. Nothing matters but the Lord. Okay? Stargazer's mom said, I don't think Putin will stand down if our missiles are hitting Russia. Thanks, Biden, or whoever gave the go-ahead. Thanks for thinking of us. Gene Hart said, did it start because NATO wanted to accept Ukraine and place nukes there? Well, here's the thing with that, right? Cullen Bass, I agree. War is the devil's game. We agreed not to be on that man's border. That's one. They also agreed not to allow them into NATO. It would have been so simple for them to say, Ukraine, you're never getting into NATO. But what they were doing was trying to provoke a response. And they got it. And then once they got it, oh, bad, mean Russia. They're so mean. They're so terrible. Like, we got to be honest. These people are crooks, and they've been crooks for a long time. And I'm sorry. I hate to be cliche, but it is time to drain the swamp. It's time. Ooh, forwards, four reds or four reds. I like you. Mm-hmm. I'm a Floridian who currently lives in Jackson, Mississippi, Olena. Jeffrey Bell, I don't think that we can afford to vote MAGA because Republicans said so. But I think that if you sit down and look on, just look at it on paper, it makes more sense in this regard to do so than the alternative. Because we see what the alternative has gotten us. Well, Joshua says, how would Trump get peace without forcing Ukraine to give up his territory? Well, the problem is this, right? Those areas where those ethnic Russians live, those people voted and they do not want to be a part of Ukraine. So if you giving up people that you have attacked nonstop for 9 years straight, that you victimized and you took their lives, children, women, men, old people, and all for 9 years, and if Trump can get them to agree to, hey, it's been 9 years, that's quite enough. Stop killing these people. Stop attacking these people. If you hate them that bad, let them go, allow them to be independent or a part of Russia or whatever, then I'm all for it. But saying that, or the only way to end it is to allow them to keep victimizing people, I think that's pretty disgusting, don't you? Sam Willard, we really don't have allies. We don't. We have flunkies. Thank you, SMD. Right is right, wrong is wrong, simple. North Korea is assisting Russia. Didn't you say that we're helping our allies? Are they not allowed to assist theirs? Think about that. Make that make sense. You got the entire EU and the US and NATO giving and donating to Ukraine, but no one should assist Russia? Think that over. Does it make sense? In real life, would that make sense to you? If Johnny and Tim got in a fight and everybody came to help Johnny and one person came to help Tim, would you cry foul then? Paul Tarazi, is that Tarazi? Okay, as a person who was in Donetsk when it all started. Tell me what you said, Paul. Did I miss your first part of your comment? I don't want to. Alyssa McKinney says, okay, y'all. Alyssa says, can we get a chance to straighten it out when Trump takes over? Can Trump talk to Russian leader now? I don't know. I don't know if he'll listen. I hope he would. Sam Willard, I loved the interview with Tucker Carlson and Putin. It was, and not only that, I think what I enjoyed the most about that interview between Tucker and Putin was that Putin was very much a historian. He was able to give you the history of that region and help you really understand what went on. And I think we should. I think we should. I like to hear historical record. I like to hear what actually happened, right? Jeffrey Bell says, when has voting Republican ever helped black voters? Well, probably when MLK was still voting Republican, right? Probably when they were trying to get slaves off plantations. Was that when? Like, literally, I'm going to say this again, Jeffrey. We cannot afford to do race politics because on a global level, nobody cares that we're black. On a global level, we're American. Nobody cares that we're black globally. I'm just saying. So we got to stop doing that. Hey, Daily Dose of YouTube, please subscribe. No, Sage, I'm very American. I come from a military family. I'm about as red, white, and blue as it gets, baby. That's all I'm saying. We got to call a thing a thing. We can't say, we can't talk out of both sides of our neck. One side of our neck, oh, drain the swamp. DC is corrupt. And then on the other side of our neck, oh no, everything they do is right. Don't call them out. You're helping Russia. No, I'm telling the truth. And I'm going to tell you something else that I found out that I thought was spooky, to say the least. And I want to know what y'all think about this too. So they're saying communication wires were cut between Finland and Germany, and they were cut between, I believe, Lithuania and Switzerland. And that was a little spooky. I found it spooky because I believe Finland was a part of the old USSR. And so I know for a fact Lithuania was, but I believe not Cynthia, Jesus, Finland. I need to call my cousin Cynthia. Why is she on my mind? But yeah, Kevin Bruce, we gotta let them comment. I want to know what everybody thinks. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's bad to know what everybody thinks. I think it's good. Conversation. I think that's what liberals do, is try to shut people up who have a different idea. And I don't want to do that. I want to know what you think. Okay, so Dij Lazaki said he lives in Finland. Is not true. Well, that's what they're saying. I don't know whether it's true or not. That's what's being said. I thought it was spooky, but that's what was being said. So if it's not true, then let's find out. But that's what I heard. And to me, it was a little spooky. I said, what the hell is going on? Is this about to go really bad? At this point, why? And let's be clear too. Because I don't want it to look like I'm just beating up on your Uncle Biden. I'm not beating up on your Uncle Joe, right? Because it wasn't just him. It was also UK and France that, gave the go ahead for Zelensky to put everybody at risk. Guys, this is really scary. This is really scary. And I think that we should have conversation, because at the end of the day, it's not those big politicians that's going to feel it if things go bad. It's going to be regular people. It's regular people. We're the ones that's going to feel it. Mick Swagger says the more we classify ourselves as liberals and conservatives, the wider the separation will become amongst the people. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Commander Rabelfin says we don't want to shut you up. We want you to show our kids the consequences of being. Be nice. Be nice. Dij Laskaj say it is, but don't slend or they are hiding it in the news. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, they hide a lot in the news. Hey, Brooke, y'all, please subscribe to my channel. No, leave Commander Rabelfin. He's good. He's just funny. He's just funny. Be nice, but he's just funny. Jeffrey Bell said, how can you look at Trump, all he's done, and act like he didn't do them? Are the corporate Democrats bad? Yes, but two things can be true at the same time, and things are about to go real bad. Now, Jeffrey, I agree with part of what you said. I do. Two things can be true at the same time. But I'm going to need you to lay out what Trump did. Lay out what he did. Not what he's accused of, but what he actually did. Not what he said on Twitter and upset somebody with. But give me details in the chat. What did he do? I'm interested. I'm interested. And I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious. And I do agree that things are about to go really, really bad. And I think that at this point, like I said, I don't do race politics at all. I'm not interested in that. We can't afford it. Kenneth Burnett says, where we go one. Okay. I think I get it. We the people have spoken. God bless this world. Peace and love for all. I agree. Hey, Bella 2008. Please subscribe. T. Marie, thank you. All right, Commander Rabelfin, if I'm your poster girl for what not to be, shout out to you. But thank you for being a part of the conversation. As long as you keep the language clean, you're welcome here. I don't care if you disagree. Welcome. Sam Willard said the moves that Trump made helped almost everything. Legit. Legit. Shaggy says Russia is in the right. There was a treaty that said NATO cannot put nukes in Ukraine. Ukraine has to remain neutral and they cannot take more land. That's true, Shaggy, but people like to ignore the facts. Anytime we break the rules, we try to ignore the facts and pretend like the facts don't exist. And then they spread the half truths around and everybody accepts it. Mike N said, who is this effing commander dude? I don't know. I don't know, Mike, but we're not gonna run him off. If he wants to stay, please stay. He may have a thought that, contributes to the conversation at some point. As long as he's not rude, he's welcome. Mixed Magger says, regardless if you like Trump or not, no one should be complaining with him trying to make peace. And that's where a lot of people lose me. They get so caught up in the emotional aspect of things that when somebody's trying to do the right thing, you're so busy being emotional. I don't even want you to do the right thing. Like that, to me, it doesn't add up. But been in 75% chance of a major recession with massive tariffs. Ben is so worried about these tariffs, honey. I'm with the tariffs. Go tariffs. Jeffrey Bell, let's talk about his conviction. Don't just say what he was convicted of. Let's talk about it. You want to give me the details of that conviction? Because I can give them to you. I can give them to you if you want to talk about them. Tell me what you know about his conviction. And then we can talk about lawfare in the U.S. And then we can talk about AG Letitia James trying to behave as though she was in a banana republic. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about exactly what he was charged with. Let's talk about exactly what he was convicted of. And then let's talk about that appeals process. Let's talk about it. Shall we? Because it's nice to run around, oh, he was convicted. He was convicted of what? Let's talk about that. T. Marie said, why are people so obsessed about Trump? I'm so confused what Trump has done during his time in office that was so bad. I'm right there with you. Mm-hmm. Gene Hart says Trump's biggest crime was running Republican. There you go. Ooh, Bree. Okay, so she has a theory. Let's all lock in. Let's roll with Bree. Bree says my theory is Ukraine had a pro-Russia president in 2011. Putin gave the president of Ukraine 60 billion in aid. Then the Ukrainian president and the 60 billion disappeared. Okay, that's what Bree says. Okay. Maggie, you're right. I agree with you. Something should have been learned by this election. They should have understood that the majority of the American people are not interested in racial politics. Dij Laskaj says the USA and Russia had an agreement not to expand NATO. Both parties signed that ish. Guess what? NATO expanded. That's what I'm saying. We cannot continue to keep lying. Like that's what we cannot do. We cannot continue to keep lying about the fact that we break agreements and treaties at will. And if someone did the exact same thing to us, we would start screaming about the Monroe Doctrine. Get out of here. Get out of town. Why do people announce that they're leaving? And let me go ahead and block her, because a lot of times the people who announce that they're leaving, they don't really leave. They come back. And I don't want you to come back because that's weird behavior. Brooke Cosby said, or worse, like a child who wants to change the rules so that they win. I agree. Sam Willard, they're never going to answer that. They're never going to talk about you got somebody in court because you said that they valued their property at a larger amount than you say it's worth. The bank sent their own appraisers, they agreed on it, made the loan, it was paid off, and the bank was satisfied with it and said they would make the same loan again. That's what you got a conviction on? Get out of here. Get out of here. Mark Clark says, what you doing later? I'm going to be shelling peas and cutting fabric to make a dress. Mm-hmm. Cullen Bass said they should replace Sunny Hostin and Whoopi on The View with Candace Owens and Angela Rye. That would be funny. That would be so funny. I like that, Cullen. Mm. Right, Gene. He may not be perfect, but that's the best option right now. Ooh, Sam Willard for the win. A misdemeanor that was past the max date and upgraded to felony for zero reasons. Even the bank testified that they were happy. That's right. Mm. Listen, Harco Scarpi says America has woken up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dustin Clevenger said Trump always voted Democrat. Well, guess what, Dustin? A lot of the people who voted for Trump used to vote Democrat too. So he's got a lot in common with his voters. hmm Bella, black colleges shouldn't beg for money, but if they need money, they should get assistance like every other school. And Trump did that, so shout out to him for that. Jeffrey Bell said, "You say go tariffs. Keep that same energy in 2 to 3 years. When if you know anything about tariffs, the American people pay in the end. But shout out to you and your channel for allowing my voice and my opinion. You are welcome here, okay? And I absolutely believe in tariffs. I do believe that I believe that number one is going to benefit us more than anything. And I do understand what you're saying about us paying to a certain degree, because those companies that have to pay the tariffs, they are absolutely going to pass that cost along in the cost of goods. But that also creates more competition and more fair competition for companies that are based in the US, because they have to charge more, because they have to pay their workers more, and they have to pay workers comp, and they have to pay unemployment insurance. So those companies that outsource and have their things manufactured out of the US and they can make it for cheaper and sell for cheaper, if they raise their prices so that it's more competitive with American companies, then that's better for the market. Or they always have the option to build their manufacturing spaces here. Do it here. Simple as that. Do it here. Made it. Let's make made in the USA a thing again. Let's do that. And that's not to say that it wouldn't be difficult or we might feel a little bit of a pinch, but I think in the long run it's beneficial. And I think that that's up to opinion, and I could be wrong. You could be wrong. But it's good to have the conversation, right? I don't know why Ben N is so obsessed with getting rid of overtime. That's such a weird thing to keep saying. And you keep saying it. Say something else. April Floyd says a lot of the Democrat divestors are saying they didn't leave the party, but the party left them. It's true. Bernie Sanders tried telling them after the election, You lost Democrat voters because you refused to listen to people. You abandoned working class people. They abandoned people who told them, hey, we can't afford to live. And you said, yes, you can. People said, hey, we got illegals everywhere bringing crime. We're not safe. We're being robbed. No, you're not. People telling you, hey, my mom who's on a fixed income is struggling to buy medication and she does, the groceries are too expensive. It's not a problem. Whoopi Goldberg sat her millionaire behind on the View and said, "Oh no, money's bad because of things that you did, choices you made." That's why you're in the trouble that you're in right now. That's why people have abandoned that party. You can't just when people tell you what they're going through, you can't tell them no they're not. Bella, I agree. It brings back more factories to the USA. In turn brings back more working class jobs. That's true. Right, Vicky Ward. If they want to avoid tariffs, bring your factories here. Simple. Simple. Mick Swagger, I agree. Listen, y'all. Mick said the View is one of the worst things that happened to the Democratic Party. I agree. Because they sat around all day spouting insults at people and then said, why won't you vote the way we want you to? You insulted everybody. Gene Hart says the United States really is a business. We people have trusted politicians to run it, and they did right into the ground. Trump wants to make it right for people and businesses both. I agree. Alyssa, Alyssa said Whoopi's on the Diddy list. Girl, I don't know that. Miss Maggie says the party Democrats left me. She says I'm 80 and changed. Well, shout out to you, Miss Maggie. 80 years young. Kenneth Burnett says Poppies is talking out of her butt. You mean Whoopi? Johnny P. Wright, please protect the American dollar because, we need it. I agree, Ben N. Granddad Slow Down said Trump is on the Diddy list. Well, we sure gonna find out. Sam Willard said if we had voted for Ross Perot. Ross Perot was hilarious. He was a very smart man, but he was hilarious. Mm-hmm. That's right, Gene. Huge shout out to Miss Maggie. We love you, Miss Maggie. But listen, guys, that's it for today because I do have to get to work. I got fabric to cut and I do have to shell peas. I wasn't joking. So I got to go shell peas. I got to cut fabric. Johnny P said Ross was all ears. Y'all picked at that man's ears too bad. Okay. Um, Ooh, two. Please subscribe. I like you because you right too. Y'all read two's comment at the bottom. But listen, guys, I do have to go. I do have to get some work done. But I'm gonna try to come back. If not this evening, maybe tomorrow, so we can talk some more. Um, no, two is giving information, and we don't get to tell anybody not to talk here, men. We let you talk, so two can talk too. Two, please subscribe and please come back, okay? Listen, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Maggie. Y'all like this video? Subscribe to this channel, please. Come back again. I enjoyed the talk, even the different ideas, opinions. We don't all have to agree, but we do all have to respect each other. I enjoyed you guys, and we will talk again soon. Bye.